Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to take you on a tour of my garden. We've had a few mishaps this summer. Our summer's been pretty busy, so we did end up losing some of our plants. It has been raining a lot at our house, so I thought the plants were getting enough water, but I don't think some of them did. So I'll go around and show you what my garden looks like and talk to you about what I might do different next year. All right, so here we are. This is the side of my house. This is my hollyhock. This guy voluntarily planted himself here a couple years ago. As you can see, he does have some bug damage, but he did give me a beautiful flower here, and it looks like he's got another one here, but I don't think that one's gonna do much more than that. So if you make your way this way around my house, here's my zucchini plant. This zucchini plant is doing really good. I did not trellis this one up. He is just kind of doing his thing. If you look in here, I've got some zucchini that I gotta come out here and pick, so I will probably pick that after we're done chatting here, and I'll show you what I got. The two zucchini plants next to this one are not doing as well. These plants I tried to trellis up with tomato cages. They do have some zucchini on them. This guy's rotting right there, but they just don't seem to be doing as well. Here is my dill. This was, I'm gonna try to plant it here and see what happens. Clearly, this is not gonna work. Zucchinis need their own space. Here is my butternut squash. The plant close to the garden here is not doing very hot, as you can see. And I'm not sure if it's because it got too much water or too little water, but every day I come home and the leaves are drooping like this, so I think it's from too little water. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna get anything, but if you look, sorry for the noise, but he's all the way out here. So he looks like a happy plant way out here, but up there, not so happy. Then you have my hanging baskets, which I admit I neglected them. These I got from my mom. I don't think they can come back because, listen, they're pretty sad. This guy, I might be able to revive him. This guy too, he's still got some flowers. But yeah, I think this guy's a goner, unfortunately. And then my other hanging basket, again from my mom, another goner, unfortunately. Me and my husband, we've been so busy. And we've been gone from our house a lot. So some of these baskets just did not make it. Our raspberry bush here is actually doing really well. We picked 4 or 5 times. We did lose some raspberries in a rainstorm, but the raspberries we got off of this plant were amazing and big raspberries. Here's my asparagus. This guy is just chilling until the fall. Next we have our tomatillo plant. You can tell he's dry. His leaves are curled right up. So I feel bad. I thought these guys had enough water. It's been raining every single day, but nope. If you look in here, I've never grown tomatillos, but I believe this is a tomatillo. I don't know if I'm actually going to get anything, because I was told that we need 2 plants to do anything, but there's been a bee working here. He just flew off. He's been working hard this summer on this plant. Okay, underneath here, I have a pepper plant. He is getting a whole lot of shade from this tomatillo. And then here's a basil plant. I'm not sure what's going on with his leaves, but he does need to be plucked. And then we start in here with my tomatoes. I don't have much fruit this year, unfortunately. In years past, I've had tons and tons of fruit, but this year I just don't have much. So these are my 4 tomato plants here. This guy has quite a bit of blight. In there you can see the yellowing. So I'm gonna try to clip that off if possible. Last tomato plant, this one I actually picked my first big tomato off of. He also has some blight. Here is my cucumbers. Oh my gosh, I just saw this. I didn't think we were gonna get any cucumbers, but look, I do have one little cucumber. Do I have any more? Oh, look at that one. Okay, now I'm getting more excited about the cucumbers because I didn't think I was gonna get anything from this cucumber plant. So there's hope. Rhubarb, lots and lots of rhubarb. I need to get out here and pick it again. Here's my peas. These peas have done their thing. They're done growing. It was kind of fun to watch them grow, but I do have quite a few pods out here that I need to come pluck. Some are yellowing already, if you can see here. So I need to come out and pluck those. So I will grab those as well. Look at these peppers. I don't even know what kind of peppers these are. I got this plant from my friend. But look at them. Look how amazing. And then these here are carrots. All this is carrots. We've got Roma tomatoes here. I got one starting to turn. And then we've got 2, I believe these are grape tomato plants. Now these tomato plants have tons on them compared to my big plants. But I do have to come out and pick. And then lastly, in this bed underneath here, I have my last little pepper plant. Looks like I got one little pepper starting there. And then I did want to show you this little guy here. Let me zoom in on him. He is a volunteer tomato plant. I will definitely not get anything from this little plant, but I am leaving him here to fight because he planted himself there. I did have another one down here, but I think he died. Oh, here he is. He's still here. So those 2 are my 2 volunteer tomato plants, and I'm just leaving them there, even though they're not going to do anything. So let's head on over to my other bed. All right, so we've made it across the yard to the other bed. So let me turn you around and show you what we got. So the first thing here is more rhubarb. Again, need to pick that. I may be at my limit of rhubarb. So I do have a friend that said she would gladly take some. Here's my next bed. I'm currently watering. So we'll try to avoid getting wet. But this whole thing I will do different next year. These carrots, they kind of just took over. And a couple of the peppers are still thriving, but some of them are not. So we've got a pepper plant here. He is just trying to survive, but he is probably not going to give me... Well, there's a little pepper there, right there. But he's probably not going to give me very much. There's another pepper back there. He is also not going to give me very much. This pepper plant here, he actually has quite a bit of fruit on him. And so does this plant. So these two thrived in the back here. And these guys I will need to pick. There we go. And then if you come around the outside here, we have this pepper plant, which, I mean, he's fighting. He's got a lot of flowers. If I could just get these carrots off of them. But he is fighting. And then lastly, we have this pepper plant back here, which, holy smokes, look at these peppers. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then last thing on this side is this sad looking petunia. And the weird thing is I thought I was overwatering this guy, so I stopped watering because there's moss growing on top of him. And then he kind of shriveled up and did this. So I don't know. But I was hoping to save him over the winter. Probably not gonna happen. Let's cross back over the yard. On the corner here, this is a double petunia. Now this one did really well. And I'm not sure why this one did better than that one. Because they were on the same watering schedule. But this guy, if I can keep him alive till fall, I might try to pull him in and try to overwinter him. So if you want to see me try to overwinter, stay tuned for that. All right, here we've got the Brussels sprouts and garlic. So down here is my garlic. I don't think it's going to do anything because I planted it in the spring. I'm going to try planting some in the fall this year and see what happens. My Brussels sprouts, I didn't think were going to do anything, but if you look in there, they're starting to get little buds. But if you look at this one, he has aphids. So I need to figure out what I need to do to get rid of those bugs. All right, and then if we look here, these are really sad. These are African marigolds, and they are very sad. This planter, I think I'm going to get rid of next year. I may dress it up and do like a fake flower arrangement that I can maybe hang on the front of my house and like change it for the holidays. But this planter just doesn't do well because it doesn't hold water well. So if we travel around the house this way, we have some perennials, lots of weeds. I gotta get in here to weed. We've got another rhubarb. Up front here, we've got more perennials. Daylilies are these big ones. I got tiger lilies down there, hostas, columbine. In the spring, I get tulips that come up. This is sedum. And then back here, these are my favorite little guys. These are chicks and hens. And I started these this spring with just these 4 big ones. So these 4 big ones right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you look at this guy, he has so many little babies. And I'm so excited. And this guy up here has little babies too, up top. So I'm so excited about that. All right. And then this is probably my biggest disaster that I have. My beans. And this breaks my heart because mine and my husband's favorite vegetables are green beans. In the week that we got rain every single day, I didn't come out and water. We could barely be outside because it rained all the time. And I don't think this bed was getting the rain like all the other beds. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna pick these. I have 1 gallon bag of beans in my house. I'm gonna pick what's here, and then I'm just gonna let this bed just die off the rest of the way, because I don't think I can save it. And unfortunately it's too late this year to try to replant for us. So yeah, that is a fail. Next year, whatever I put in this bed, I definitely am going to pay very, very close attention to this bed, because clearly it needs more attention than my big beds do, because I haven't watered those since the rain either. So last few things I'm going to show you in the front of the house is this is another African marigold. He looks very, very sad. And then here's my parsley, which is actually doing decently okay. And I'm going to try to take that in for the winter and winterize it. All right, guys, so that is kind of my main garden bed, the front of my house, sides of my house. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is we're just going to go up on my deck to see the flowers that I have. I know it's not food you can eat, but I do have kind of a few favorite flowers that I buy every year. And flowers are getting expensive. So I'm actually going to try to winterize these flowers this year, bring them in the house, and I'm going to try to save them so I can save money next spring and not have to buy these flowers, because these particular flowers are more expensive flowers. So stay tuned and I will show you which flowers I'm talking about. All right, so this right here is probably my favorite all-time flower. This is a Gerber daisy. I love this deep pink color. I planted these little white flowers with it. I'm not even sure what they're called, but they did amazing. And so I'm gonna try to bring this guy in this winter and see if I can save him for next spring. This guy here is my basil plant, and I can tell this guy is needing some attention as well, needing some water. So I got to get out here and water him once I get the garden beds done. But he is also going to try to come inside this winter, and I may dig up that other basil and bring him inside. Here is my next plant, and I really need to take care of this guy if he's going to come in for the winter because he's turning yellow. This is a geranium. Gerber daisies and geraniums, for some reason, are my 2 favorite all-time flowers. And again, I love these deep pink colors. This guy is a multicolored geranium, the light pink and the dark pink. So I'm going to attempt to bring him in as well. And then over here in the corner, which I think he's being taken over by a tomato plant, so maybe we'll move him. This is another geranium that I have. This one is actually white. Let's see if I can show you his petals here. It is white with pink accents to it. Absolutely love it. But this guy was probably the most expensive flower I bought this year. So I'm going to attempt to winterize this one as well. And then over here in the corner, these guys have surprisingly done really well. I have no clue what these flowers are. I bought them because they were pretty. And I planted 2 different flowers together, and I thought this guy here was gonna die, but he didn't. And I mean, they're doing so well, I might try to keep these guys over winter too. So in the spring, I might have 4 flower pots already full. With this guy here, I'm gonna be retired. Maybe actually 5 if I save that hanging basket. So this is just kind of, you know, a look at my space, my gardening. All right, friends. Well, thank you for sticking around with me and seeing my garden, seeing the mishaps that have happened already this year. We are just beginning August here. The weather has been crazy. We've gotten tons more rain than we've normally gotten. One day it's super duper hot. The next day we're in the 50s. So Mother Nature up in northern Minnesota doesn't know what it wants to do. So thank you for sticking around with me. If you like what you see, please push the thumbs up button. I know I'm just getting started here, and I know I'm new at this, but you know, hopefully someone will find some entertainment in what I record and send it along to a friend. So hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, follow along, and we'll keep going on adventures. All right, friends, have a good night. Goodbye.